All right, what's going on? I'm testing all my new equipment and getting everything rolling. Welcome to Magnus JD Live Trading. As I'm separating from JD the Great, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button. Share it to your friends and family. That way you can go ahead and let them know I bring y'all some quality content as we go ahead and get into the market. So, a couple things that I noticed along the way as we get into the spiders. Let's go ahead and pull this up. So we got quite a few things that's going on, and just to kind of put it into full perspective, as soon as my projector decides to load, of course. This is why practice is in. All right, let's get this. You got it now? There we go. All right. So a couple things that I noticed with this is that we're actually inside of a very key buy zone on. Let me fast forward this a little bit because I was replaying with the team. We are in a very deep sell zone here, and you can kind of see that if we look at that top area right there, you're looking at a rejection around $53. So the post market, pre-market is pushing to that upside, and camera's not really centered. Let's get that right. There we go. It could be a nice little break for a bull flag looking like this. So let's keep that in mind. XLC, this one, it is the communications. It's been dropping and it's been getting beat up quite a bit. It's outside the buy zone. I think we're going to get a nice little sweep to the downside. Look for communication to come back to about 106. We do have a push up pre-market, but I think that's just the market doing what it does. Energy. I think energy is in a key point too. Straight on her moves. If the deal is not real, we probably could go ahead and see a nice little bounce here. But you could see this nice little pullback. I think they're waiting for the market to open. And when the market opens, then we're probably going to go ahead and get a nice little entry to the upside. So go ahead and look at that. And then we got ourselves XLF. This is the financial sector. It finally got into our buy zone after a major rejection throughout the beginning of the year. And you can see that is our uptrend that is starting to form. It's not official yet, but let's just say this is our major trend that is going to take over. We're going to be looking at getting to somewhere around the ballpark of 55 by the middle of October, September, October. XLI, I do think that it is a little overheated. We are popping to the upside as it's going for all-time highs again. If it comes back to 176.50, we're going to be looking to kind of short this bad boy all the way to the downside, bring it back to the buy zone somewhere around 169, and that will give us a nice little opportunity as well. This is XLK. We already know with the Qs, everything's kind of similar. This is tech, so we're not going to go ahead and get too deep into that one. And then here's XLP. I am looking at staples for personal purposes as well. We do have a close on Friday inside of my buy zone, and I'm looking for this thing to go ahead and continue, because if it does continue, we're probably going to be talking about XLP to about 86, maybe even $90, because we got a little bit of a gap up there. Real estate. This one's a little toppy. If you have been following me for a while, I talked about real estate. Could be a nice little entry around that 43.52. And right now we're at 45.50. So we'll see where it goes from there. XLU. This is the utilities. I think they are bringing this bad boy down just a little bit, only because of the fact that if AI does fail, then all this utility investment will go to the wayside. I think this is just a little bit of a shot in the dark that they're trying to push this down. If this thing recovers back to the buy zone, then we're probably talking about AI getting a recovery as well. XLV, this is your healthcare sector. It did close outside of my buy zone. I'm looking for it to go ahead and recover and get back to that buy zone. Look for 154 higher for it to go ahead and continue post-market. It already has 144. Sorry, pre-market, it's already at 154. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get to 157, maybe even 158. Last is discretionary, very similar to tech. It's outside of its buy zone, and I do think being that close at 118 is there, we're probably going to get ourselves a nice little move to the upside. So that said, let's go ahead and look at some of the alerts that is probably going on over in one entry, one shot. Basically, it is our, oh, I am missing that one segment. Let me get that fixed. It looks like This is why we do this. This is why we do it. All right. So now let me go ahead and get this in there for y'all. Screen capture. Oh, yes. All right. Boom. There we go. Nice and pretty. All right. That is our OES website. 1 inchy, 1 shot. Go ahead and sign up. It is totally, undoubtedly free. There is some premium, so it's freemium. But we're going to go ahead and see what's out there for us. So we got a couple of tickers here. Look like we got Cleveland Cliffs. We got Wayfair, UNH, XLY, 3M, XYZ Toast. Well, actually, let me make sure not any of these are already done. Let's see. And Toast, Fastenal, and Starbucks. So those are the ones we're going to be looking at. Actually, just remember, got to click the button. Let's go ahead and have some fun. Let's look at Cleveland Cliffs. And so Cleveland Cliffs, if you don't know, they were supposed to be part of that whole entire infrastructure bill. So it's been fighting a losing battle lately, and they're trying to figure out what they want to do with themselves. Look at where it came from. I do think that it's in the middle of a buy zone. So right now on OEOS, we are looking for a we are looking for a continuation to the downside. I don't know about that. Let's see. Downside. We were at a buy zone. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably just a little toppy. I would say we're going to go ahead and skip over that one. Only because, actually, double check. I do have this charted somewhere else. Yeah, so it hit a block. Actually, we're probably not gonna skip over that. We're gonna go ahead and let's execute that one. Let's bring this over. Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and look for a nice little continuation to the downside. This one's gonna be high risk. It is coming from my Nemesis Pinky bot. And if you want to know more about that bot, I can go ahead and let you know. Go ahead and DM me on Discord, JD_the_Great. Let's see, 07/17/2026. Let's go. Let's give this 30 days out. Looking for a bit of a pullback, and that would bring us. It's probably gonna be minor, so you're gonna have to mind your leverage, folks. Do not do nothing ridiculous. Coming back to $13. That's about $1 drop. I don't think that would be much of a problem. All right, let's see. 1336 will be the first entry. 1291. 1290. Let's see if we can get that. All right, let's go ahead and pick the strike price. Let's go with $12 strike price. Let the momentum take us. All right, it's going to be pending an entry, not free. All right. What time is it? 8:50. We'll do one more. Looking for this to fill the bull flag breakout. I want to spell break right. Breakout. This is high risk. It can reverse to the upside. Wait for the entry. 3. And I got the extra U in there. Let's get rid of that. All right, boom, boom, boom. All right, let's go ahead and, oh, God, I just went ahead and delete the whole thing. All right, anyway. So this is what I'm looking for. Show you on the screen. It's something like that. And then I'll go ahead and update that myself, because this thing is over here acting a little bit crazy. All right, what else I got for y'all? UNH short, maybe. There's a little heated. 3M short. I want to do that. Ooh, XYZ. Let's talk about Cash App and that. And if you don't know about XYZ, that's the company that owns Square. Yeah, this thing tried to break out and it is failing. This thing kind of looks like a double top. Probably could get another move to the downside, even though we are up pre-market. Look for a short that's going to look very similar to that. We ourselves a level. Let's talk about 68.85 at our entry. 65.74 would be TP2. 67.61 would be TP1. If everything goes great, we could fill this gap and you might get some 64 price. So I would go with an option contract somewhere around $65. That would probably be good. That would probably be good. As long as they don't break this structure here, he should be fine. All right. And last one. I did say that was going to be the last one, but this was definitely going to be the last one. Baidu. Now this one is in my buy zone from another trade. I actually got in this one on some shares, so I still got my buy zone on this one. This one kind of dropped off for the most part, but I do think that they're trying to hold up this level like this. And make sure I am looking at the right one. Yep. Oh, I am. Oh, a couple of days. I forgot to do the 11th. All right, we'll get that done too. All right, let me see something real quick, making sure. All right, so yeah, I have that accurate. Yeah, so a nice little entry here. So when the market opens, that could be our pop to go ahead and continue. Look for 119, look for 123. Those are the areas we're probably going to go ahead and get with Baidu. Now, it is a little bit looking like it wants to push to the downside. So that's going to be relatively tricky. Let's go ahead and show y'all what I'm seeing. As I notice, I blocked myself. All right, so this is going to give us a nice little push. Let's see if we can get 119, 123, somewhere around there. All right, this was a nice little test run. This was kind of painful, but anywho, at the end of the day, the goal is for me to go ahead and work the kinks out. Go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button. Share it to your friends and family. Let them know that I'm online, and I give some really, really good content